struggling at university, or people who are going into university and thinking, oh, I don't really know what to expect. So I just want to talk about my mental health there and how I, looking back, should have done things differently, and if I can give advice to people and help people cope, then that would be amazing. So growing up, I never really struggled with mental health. I was very happy. Secondary school, I was very happy. I was training to be a dancer, and I always wanted to be a dancer. That was kind of my number one aim, and that's what I based my life around. I based everything on training and being perfect, and my aim was to get a job in the dance industry as a performer. And yeah, that was my goal. Like that, I literally, everything I did was dance related, and it made me so happy. Like from a young age, I was always the girl in the class who wanted to be a dancer and used to dance and stuff. So it literally was my whole personality, my whole life. It was literally who I was. So when I was 14, maybe 15, I injured myself quite badly, and they couldn't find out what it was basically, and I didn't know what it was for 2 years, and then I found out that it was a labrum tear and that I would have to have surgery on it, but it was all good, it could be fixed, and I could go back to dancing, so I was happy with that. But I would definitely say that this was the start of me having struggles. So I struggled being injured really, really badly. I almost had this like sense of it wasn't real, it's not true. I don't need to think that anything is wrong, like everything's fine, I'm perfect, blah blah blah. And it was just this kind of, I was in denial of the fact that I had quite a traumatic injury. And in the dance world, it's not appropriate to look like you're struggling, you know, like you get told if you're injured, that's it, you're out, like you're not going to get a career. And I think I was afraid of letting people down. I was afraid of being told that I wouldn't have a career. So I think I really, really just shut down. And around the time of my surgery and stuff, it was just not a very good time for me. Yeah, I was just not having fun. I lost a lot of weight after my surgery. I wasn't eating properly. I was probably living on like half a meal a day. Like I would go to bed hungry, and it wasn't a case of I want to look thin, I want to look like this. It was just a case of I didn't care. Like I really didn't care about if I was eating or not, because what was the point? Like I'm not dancing, so I didn't have the respect and the almost love for myself. So I just kind of decided not to care about anything, and yeah, so my health declined as well, like my physical health. When I went back to dancing after my injury, I got pulled on it, and they basically were like, your BMI is so low that we might have to stop you from dancing. And that was kind of a wake-up call for me, because I knew that I was thin and I friendships. And coming back into that in second year, I felt really left out. I didn't feel like I had any friends, and that really affected me as well, because I just felt like I had control over nothing. I felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to, and it reflected in like even little things like how I would dress for class. I was dressing how I usually wouldn't dress. Like, I felt like I had quite a out there style when I was a contemporary dancer, and I felt like I would wear like quite cool outfits, but I was going in and just like a leotard and tights and being like, ugh. Like I just felt like I'd lost my identity, and I was trying to find who I was and trying to get back to the dancer that I used to be. And I think that was a really bad thing for me to do, to almost fixate on who I was before my injury, because I was never going to be the same dancer. Like, I was never going to be that kind of strength. Little did I know I would actually become stronger, but I was just trying so hard to be this person that I used to be because I felt so lost. And I think that's one thing, if you are struggling with issues of self-doubt, feeling self-conscious, not knowing who you are, like, it's okay to not feel like you're the same person as you were 6 months ago or a year ago, because we constantly change and we constantly form into new people, because we go through different experiences and we go through different things, that it's not normal to be the same person. You know, I went through a chronic pain to then have surgery, to then have to do rehab. Like, of course I'm not going to be the same person, because I've had to jump over so many hurdles that it wouldn't make sense for me to be the same person. Like, yeah, I was still Alice, I still loved the same people and was into the same films, and like, I didn't lose the essence of who I was, but of course I was going to be different, and I was going to have a different style of moving, I was going to have a different way about me. And now I know that it's okay for me to be a different like kind of person, but at the time when I was like 17 turning 18, I was just like so uncomfortable with not knowing exactly who I was. Now, like, it is what it is. Like, I'm constantly thinking, oh god, me 3 months ago was so different. And yeah, I just think it's super important for people when they are going through moments of self-doubt and moments of feeling unsure, to just rediscover who you are. And that could be through so many different things. It could be finding new hobbies, it could be rediscovering your fashion, it could be what kind of music am I into. And like, you will find exactly who you are and what you want to do, but it takes time. And to enjoy that process, I was so hard on myself, I would beat myself up constantly, and it's just not worth it. I was 17 at the time, like, and I'm only 22 now. Like, I'm young now, I was literally a baby then. So it's just so important to not put pressure on yourself, and it's so easy at such a young age to do that, because we are constantly have pressure on us, you know, from the school system, from parents, from family, comparing ourselves to friends as well. I did that quite a lot. I would think, oh, but they've had this training and this, and they can do this, but I can't do this. And it's like, but you'll get there because you're a hard worker and you're talented and believe in yourself. Like, it's literally that easy. So after I finished college, I moved to London to do some, what's it called? Vocational conservatoire called Trinity Laban Conservatoire of Music and Dance, and my time there was a roller coaster, to say the least. So the first year was insane. I absolutely loved my first year. I was so happy. I was finding people who I just got on so well with, who are still my friends now. Like, it's insane. And I just had the best time. I felt like I was getting stronger, like I was creative, I literally loved every minute of my life. I had the best time. I loved moving away from home. It was just great. So go back to second year of uni. If we go into second year of uni, halfway through I re-injured myself, so I re-tore the cartilage in my hip, and that literally sent me on a downward spiral. I was the strongest I've ever been at the start of my second year in training. I felt like I was ready to go out and audition. I was ready to get a job. I was literally, right, okay, I can do this. I was feeling so positive. And then the injury happened and the pain slowly started to come back, and I was just like, I couldn't be bothered. And I really didn't deal with it very well. Shock, I didn't learn from the last time. And I shut down basically. I was just trying to push through and ignore the fact that I knew that there was something wrong. But I got to the end of second year and did I have scans in second year? I don't think I had any scans on my hip in second year, but I just really, really struggled. I had a temper. I flipped out really easily. So in third year, I got scans and was basically told, yeah, you've re-injured yourself and we think you should never dance again. And I was like, oh, okay. And at this point I was experiencing chronic pain, and that was getting me so low, and my anxiety went through the roof. I was anxious about walking too far, having to sit for too long, being on the tube, anything that would cause me pain I would get anxious about doing, bearing in mind everything was causing me pain. So I was like, oh. So that started to spill into like my normal life as well. So I was having panic attacks. I was just stressing. I would get really, really manic where I would pace back and forth, and I wasn't doing anything about it. Like, I was just accepting the fact that I was feeling very, 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 very low, and that I had panic attacks every day, and I would cry a lot, and I just thought it was normal, which is so wrong. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to speak to people, because that's something that I was really terrified of. I was really terrified of telling people that I was struggling, because I felt that made me look weak. I thought that made me look like I couldn't cope. And it's like, yeah, you weren't coping, but who would cope in a situation where your entire life has changed direction and you're also dealing with chronic pain at the age of 21, 22? But I pushed through and I finished my degree, which is why I wanted to get out of it. Again, many parts of third year I can't remember, because my brain was just like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just not going to remember. Then I got a job in an office in London, and I think I lasted should have done this years ago. But I'm glad I've done it now. I love spending time with myself. I love being on my own. I love feeling like I can breathe, because there was one point where my chest felt like it was going to explode, and there is no quick fix to things like this, and in no way am I a therapist or anything. I don't know methods of how to improve mental health. But for me, it was taking time to focus on only me, and I know a lot of people don't have that luxury because we have jobs, we have family, we have commitments, but for me, the only way that I could figure out what I wanted from life was to do nothing, and just to put into perspective what's important in my life. And essentially, to me, it's my mental health. I don't want to be in situations and scenarios where I feel like I'm not good enough, where I feel put down, and I now have a clear path in life. I'm going on to do a master's in psychology, and mental health is a constant evolving thing, and it's something that needs to be addressed. You need to address it with yourself every day, really. And it's okay to have days where you feel overwhelmed. It's okay to have days where you feel a little bit down. But it's not okay to constantly feel like that. And when I say it's not okay, I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying that this is all because of you. Ask for help and ask for guidance and speak to people around you, because for me that was a major part of just telling people how I was feeling and them going, okay, I'll help you, like, we'll get through this, well, whatever you need, like, we can do. And yeah, I think anyone who is currently in university and is feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of grades and essays and teachers and not knowing what you're going to do after university, that makes someone feel very, very anxious. I've been there and I understand, but don't put any pressure on yourself. You know, at the end of the day, this is your life. You have to be happy with it, and you should be able to live that how you want to live it. And if you don't know how you want to live it, that's fine. Do something in the meantime that makes you happy, whether that's having a little job and having money so that you can go on nights out with friends or book holidays. You know, it's find the things in life that make you happy and do them, because that's what's really helped me, finding something, and it's took a while, but finding something that I'm passionate about, that I love, doing that and spending the rest of my days just chilling, being me. So yeah, I don't really have any doctor advice to give anyone, because I don't know it, but that's just my experience with mental health. And yeah, I wish that I had, oh, my dad's here, I wish that I had told myself to